on the rise, unfortunately, in our area. We've had at least 5 here so far this summer, many involving backyard pools.
And this morning we have Dr. Genon Wicina, a pediatrician for Cleveland Clinic, with us today to talk about drowning prevention. Dr. Wicina, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us, what are the top risk factors for drowning in young children?
So I think you can look at the top 3 as being lack of supervision is one, lack of barriers, and then the third is lack of swimming skills. All 3 things are things that we can prevent.
I mean, certainly, we're trying to get as many kids as we can to be getting into swimming lessons so early as we can, because we've seen that continues to be the #1 way that we can keep kids from drowning.
Right, and you can do that at 1 year of age. You can start getting your kids in that. Definitely by 4 years of age, these kids should be swimming.
And it's not just, oh, I don't have a pool, you know, I mean, we're keep on reporting these kids are wandering off. There's lakes, there's ponds, there's bodies of water all over where we live.
Right, so you have to really do a survey of your area. Do you have a canal in the back? Does your neighbor have a pool with a fence around it? Are your doors secure? Do you have alarms on your doors? If you have a pool, do you have a fence around your pool? There's so many layers to protection.
Are there any laws regarding backyard pools?
So Florida has a law. It's the Residential Swimming Pool Safety Act.
Okay.
It was in 2000 that went into effect, and that does require that the pools have one of 4 different types of barriers that they go through in very much detail on what they expect.
I want to talk a little bit too about dry and secondary drowning. What can you tell us about the dangers
That's a
of that?
great question, and I get this question a lot. I see it on social media a lot. Let's define drowning first. So you've got a drowning, which is a fatal event, and then you have non-drowning. The non-drowning is a non-fatal event, but there was respiratory compromise of some sort.
Okay.
That's where you might hear things. It was a near drowning. It was a dry drowning. It's different degrees of respiratory distress as a result of a non-fatal drowning.
Okay. And let's talk about how you can assess whether a body of water is safe for a child.
I think you need to assume that every body of water is going to be a risk to a child.
Okay.
That's what I would do. Even a 5-gallon bucket of water can be a risk. A small wading pool can be a risk. Children do not have the awareness to recognize what a potential danger might be to them. They also don't realize when they're super tired. They may just get fatigued and fall asleep in a shallow area of water.
And again, that's why those swimming lessons are so important.
Right, and we can't, you can't just rely on, well, I'll just keep an eye on them as a way to keep your kids safe. That can't be the only way that you are keeping your kids from drowning.
Exactly. You need to have a plan in place. You need to say, we're going to be in our pool this afternoon. This is my flotation device. This is the water watcher. This is the person who doesn't have a phone in their hand, isn't under the influence of anything. Their job is only to watch the children. The children should have bright colored swimming clothes on so that you can see them in the pool. Sometimes it's hard to see them there. If a child is looking fatigued, you need to get them out. They need to rest.
And I got to say too, you know, I've been to a few more of these more recently where people, when they have big pool parties, especially for the holidays, they hire a lifeguard. You can find these people easily on social media that are trained lifeguards that can come if you plan on drinking, if you plan on serving to people who are there, and then lots of kids coming. You can really help having a lifeguard.
So smart, so smart.
It's an important conversation. Dr. Wicina, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
We've got more Arc Florida coming up after this.